name is Helen.
And we're CASHAE.
We have an EP dropping this
Friday.
What do you guys say about the EP coming out on Friday?
Oh. So we're dropping a masterpiece.
Perfect.
It's already Grammy nominated. I got the call from the Academy.
From Mr. Grammy himself.
From Mr. Grammy. He was pretty pleased.
He liked it.
He liked it.
He thought it was dope.
Yeah. Who would have known Mr. Grammy was so nice? I
Yeah,
always thought
he called you on your phone.
I always thought it was like the name they gave a company, but no. There's actually a guy named Grammy.
He runs the whole thing.
Friday.
Yes, we've been together for a while and we've been wanting to drop an EP.
We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
For a while.
We have some songs that no one will ever hear that are fire. And
Maybe one day.
But we've been wanting to put an EP together for a minute, but we've tried. We literally have whiteboards full of songs that we've tried to make a cohesive thing, and it just didn't, like, when you try so hard, it just didn't work. And then this came out so organically. We weren't even trying to make an EP, we were just trying to make some music. Had a couple tracks.
I came in to work on 88 Grand because that one is, I think, the only one that the music was written before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was produced before
That's
I got
Yeah,
to work.
I got back from LA last year and wrote that song 88 Grand.
And I heard it and loved it.
Yeah, I immediately thought of you when I wrote it. So we sent it out and it actually didn't work originally.
Yeah, what I had originally written for it just was too high. It was in the wrong key. It sounded good, but it wasn't working for my voice, and it wasn't working for the song.
So we moved on, and then we did Twin Flame immediately after.
Yeah, because I brought that one in.
Yeah.
You had
I brought
it
in my
written,
little,
the lyrics
I
and
wrote
everything?
it in my upstairs in my grandparents' house. Actually.
And we literally just put like the dopest arpeggiator and
Wait,
Yeah.
that's
went to
88
town.
Grand.
No, they all have the arp. That's the,
They all start with an R.
that's the overlying. You'll hear it in the EP. Like there's a lot of arpeggiator, a lot of 80s
It's the
synths.
theme.
It's a lot of
Like using ARPs. I love ARPs.
very.
Twin
Yeah,
Flame, for sure.
Twin Flame is my favorite, like, on paper, which is why it was the first one we worked on, because I wanted to start strong.
What are those lyrics about?
Well, I was in a relationship that was really nice and also really awful, and it was just, feeling like you found someone that is really perfect for you, but in another life. Yeah. Which is the whole concept of the Twin Flame.
What's weird about it though is when you Google Twin Flame, the number 888 pops up.
Yeah.
So it's like an angel number for like finding your true love. And the number 8 is crazy. That's why we named it 8888 because our first studio was called Studio 8. It was the Suite 8.
Yeah, before we got to it, 88 Grand was just...
It was already called 88 Grand, exactly, because there was 88 keys on the piano.
Yeah,
He wrote it on the
88
piano.
Grand, like, just...
I actually found a Facebook post in my memories the other day that I saw from 8 years ago where I wrote my first song.
8 is such a relevant number. Like
8.
It's
in
infinity
China,
and-
apparently it's the number of like good health and
like
fortune
prosperity
and
or something,
prosperity. Yeah. So 8 has just been very like prominent
experience.
staple in this whole experience of like making this, but not only in making this, but in our lives too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We named it 88.88 because when the clock stands still, when the power goes out, for example, and the clock hasn't been reset, it's just flashing in 88, and that, I think...
It's a timeless time.
Yeah.
It's like a reset almost.
It's like a reset, and I also think of it as like when time stands still. Like when you listen to this EP, like if time were to stand still and you were floating in space, like this would be the perfect soundtrack.
You'd hear. Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah.
Poetic.
Like if you were
Mr. Grammy.
Mr. Grammy Davis.
Grammy. Yeah.
If you were on a deserted star, not a deserted ship,
On a nebula.
this is the EP you would want to bring to.
This is
Oh.
Okay, after Misery, after Twin Flame, we did Misery.
yeah.
What's the lyrics about Misery? What are they about?
So I was in this relationship.
Oh no, you don't say.
that one was a lot less. There was a lot more bad and a lot less good.
Mm.
And it was like, it was a several year-long relationship that was just awful from a few months after it started. But you know, when you are young and you really rely on someone completely, and it just goes sour for both of you, and you have this like codependence that's really unhealthy. Yeah, and that's the whole song is just about dangerous codependence with someone that you end up hating after a long time.
And it goes very deep too, because like misery needs company. So like you find that often in relationships. Like if you're miserable as a person yourself,
you attract what you put out.
You attract what you put out.
A lot of people are scared to reach their full potential, I think, and they latch on to someone else because they see them rising, or they see that they have this energy, and they're like, oh, I can't do it by myself. And that's just something that I see a lot. I don't, you don't talk about it, but you see it in a relationship. You're like, man, like you're only together because
they have nothing better to do.
Yeah, because they want to be in a relationship, like because they don't look like they're happy, they don't look like they're compatible. The beat, I think, gives it this, like, when we produced it, I like that weird 60s 50s surf rock, because it's like it's almost a little happy, but then you go you go all the way with the minor, you walk it down, and then it sounds creepy and eerie, and it's like that feeling where you're like, that feeling. When I make beats, I kind of see what's the feeling the person was feeling when they wrote the lyrics. How can I match those feelings sonically to what they're doing, And I'm just really glad it came out like that.
And then it
quirky 50s.
It ties it all up too in that drop, a chorus hook area where we did that David Bowie, Major Tom type of really cool synthy vocal sound.
Once we finished the rest of the project and I heard the other songs all together with Misery at the end, it really was the perfect counterpoint to the rest of the songs. It was the salt and the caramel.
Also, being DJs, when you see something that's at 140 BPM, pop up on your CDJ, you usually know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get either a trap song or a really heavy break, a super drop. You know what I'm saying? I want to say breakdown because it sounds dated. But,
you're gonna get bass music.
You're gonna get bass music, or you're gonna get a trap track. Like a typical I don't want to say little techno, but like a trap beat.
Misery is neither of these.
It's neither. It's completely different. That's why I love it, because
subverts expectations.
Yeah, it has a rock and roll hook.
Yeah.
The drop is a rock drop. It's not an EDM drop, and I've always wanted to do. I like doing things that are different. I listen to a lot of music, and I see a lot of similarities between stuff, and I just always want to be an outlier. I don't want to fall into a subgenre. I don't want to fall into a category. I don't want to be like, oh, CASHAE, yeah, they're like this. They do just EDM. No, we do everything. We try to make music, and we are producers, and we try to produce, not just put out what other people expect us to put out, and we don't make music for a label. Let's see what we can make to fit on this label. Nah, man, that's not the vibe.
Yeah, you guys definitely follow passions rather than trends.
That's just what we try and focus on, is making music from the heart, making music that if we really feel it here, and it gives us that shiver up our spine, the goosebumps, when that drop hits, I don't know, for me, if I feel that way, I feel like that's gonna translate to other people.
That's how I felt when I heard Warmth when you guys redid it.
Yeah, and
perfect segue.
Thank you so much for
driving the car. And now we arrived at Warmth.
Yes.
Depending on how you look at it.
Warmth is
Warmth
the stepbrother that went to Harvard. We weren't expecting too much from him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Warmth,
he graduated from Harvard.
All right, Warmth is probably my second favorite track on the EP. Yeah. I love the vibe of it. It's the EP needed that. It's at 118 or 112, funky, 4 on the floor. It reminds me of a darker Duke Dumont vibe, funky bass line, and that's something that I feel like dance music is missing, and it's gonna go back towards very soon. I just saw a meme that somebody goes, every DJ puts out He goes, every DJ, right?
2020, every DJ's putting out house music.
And then Wookie putting out a rhythm project.
putting out a rhythm
What's
project,
funny about
yeah.
that is that we got a rhythm project like in the whiteboard, but we haven't put it out yet.
Yeah, Warmth reminds me of like all of the Radio Disney music I listened to in the early 2000s.
Yes. Yes.
Like the
With
18s.
a little more salsa completo on top of it, you know?
Yes. Yeah, Once got a vibe. I love that record. Love the sonics of the 808 and the drums.
That
I would
one's-
say
that's
it's-
the only one that's not really about a romantic relationship. That and
Yeah.
What's Warmth about? What is Warmth about?
Warmth is about any person in your life that does not give you the respect that you deserve, despite you giving it to them.
Oh,
And yeah, whether that's a family member or a friend or
nice.
a significant other. Yeah, and you know, begging someone for something that they're just not capable of giving you,
Yeah.
and having to come to terms with that. That was a hard one to write.
I love it.
Yeah, it came out
The melody
correct.
at the beginning is crazy. The I
Yeah.
I've showed a couple musicians that and they're like, yo, that melody is impeccable. Because you don't hear it. Like, it's
Yeah.
not a melody you hear a lot, but it's familiar.
Yeah,
That's
when I
what's good about
came
it.
up with that, it was like immediately like an earworm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love the melody.
I knew
Helen
I had to
Tess
open
has
for
a
that.
specific way of getting earworms and implanting them into your brain so they never leave.
I do my best.